That sort of connects to what I said before with people not being not people not having empathy.
Mm.
It's like it's it doesn't it's not about that situation is not about the companies because it could be
Yeah,
anybody anywhere. It could be you know BMW and Porsche, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, Porsche is doing this. Why isn't BMW doing that? Well, it's a different company with a different approach, and they're going to do things in a different time, and you have to, you know, it's a saying. There's a saying in business: trust in the process.
Yeah.
Trust in the process. You have to trust in the process that something like that is going to happen eventually, and it's it's a little bit frustrating to wait, but and I'm not sure how you turn that into a positive, but it doesn't seem to be it doesn't seem to be a nice thing to do to say, well, if you don't give me if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to go somewhere else. It's like fair enough, but what happens when they don't give you what you want?
Mm.
Where are you going to go then? Right? It's there's going to come a time when we're first and not they're first because
Mm.
not everybody is first all the time with everything. It's just that it's just not possible. Yeah. And so, right now the situation is they're first, but they won't be first forever. Yeah.
Mm.
And is it going to make is it going to make that much difference? That's an important question. How much difference is it really going to make over a period of time? Now, if it's if it's going to make a huge, massive difference for someone, then
Mm.
it's kind of understandable that somebody might change. But if the difference is minimal, then a lot of the time all we can do is present to people the facts. And
Yes.
we can present them in a nice package, right? But it's still the facts at the end of the day. And I still think a lot of business is based on people as much as it is information.
Mm.
And there's certain people that people like to work with because they know that they know that problems can be solved, or people are attracted to people of similar personality. And so they like to work with certain people because they can understand them and
Mm.
they can work with them. Some people can work together, some people can't work together. It's the way of the world. It's not something to um, uh, worry about too much because it's inevitable that paths will cross um, at certain times. But uh, beyond the people that we work with and the information that we present, there's uh, um, there's very little else that can be done. And there's still a need to have great empathy in the modern market when the result of an increase in technology at the moment is that there's going to be less jobs for people in the future
Mm.
in many areas. A lot of people changing work. Still a lot of people losing work in the fallout of what has happened over the last 2 or 3 years. There's still people having problems with organization and reorganization. There's especially in the B2C market because a large segment of consumers has disappeared for various products over the
Mm.
last few years. That there's a strong argument to the fact that the American middle class has been completely wiped out by the economic policies over the last 2 or 3 years, and you could say last 20 or 30 years, but um, with global situations as they have been in the last 2 or 3 years, it's been very difficult for that market to grow. And if you're selling to consumers and your consumers don't have the resources, then your business is going to be very, very seriously affected at the end of the day. So yeah, all we can do is present the information to people and see how they accept it, if they accept it. And well, and we all want to help people as well. That's the other thing. If someone says, "Can you do this for me?" It's like you want to say yes. You know, you want to be helpful to people. I think most normal people do. They want to say yes all the time, but there are things that are not within our sphere of control, and I think that's personally where I draw the line. There are things in my control that I'll do for you. Do anything for you that I'll do anything that I can do, right? Yeah. But the things beyond my control, that's outside of my um that's outside of my ability. But the role of the seller, the marketer, is sort of a persuader really as well. You know, this is the best way to go. This is, you know, we're the best team, right? And you need to invest in this team because the return on your investment in this team is the best investment that you're going to get. And maybe that's true sometimes. Like there's a question about the ethical aspect there. I think that I think that the quest is for long-term partnerships, not short-term ones, especially in bigger business. Yeah. I mean, how far ahead can people see, right? You know, you see 1 month ahead, you see 3 months ahead, you see 6 months ahead. Do you see 5 years ahead? What is the thought process about what is going to happen with things? And for as long as two big companies are on the market, say in this example, say Torque and Kimberly-Clark, right? There's going to be a competitive element between those two things, which is going to mean that sometimes one is better than the other, and that's going to change. That's probably going to change. Just like in a car race, you know, it's not always the same car that's in first place, right? It's going to be changing, and we want that in the market, so that there's some comparative ability, some flexibility. We want the choice between Pepsi and cola, right? Yeah, even though everybody knows that Coke's better, right? We want that choice, and it's nice. It's nice to have that choice, but I don't see how anybody can expect really I mean, when you talk about price cuts, I mean, are products really becoming cheaper? I'm not sure they are. Are they? Are there any products becoming cheaper? Or even if you cut the price, if you look at economic inflation, it's not really cheaper. It's kind of staying the same level. If you look at you know, global inflation and currencies and it's also hard if people want to buy from different countries as well. It depends on contracts, I suppose, and how things can cross borders and how much taxation is involved, and there's a whole lot of and how much government sponsorship big companies are getting as well, because it's very common for governments to step into sectors and make deals to support certain industries Of course, there's benefits on both sides for that. Everybody wants the pot of gold that is in government. Right. So